Oh, it's a good one. Okay, we're changing our tactics and we're wallpapering the paper instead of the wall. I am absolutely obsessed with it. Hello folks, how are we all? Welcome back to my channel and to quite a significant video, I feel. This is the last bedroom to make over in our home, and it's the one that we haven't touched since we moved in. So it's coming up to 2 years since Sarah and I got the keys to our first home here in London, and it's been a journey. Let's just say that we're currently midway through the bathroom renovations, and I thought, what better way to submerge myself in a little bit more chaos than to redecorate a spare bedroom too. I feel like while the house is up in arms, I might as well just crack on. So, as you can tell by the title, I am doing something a little bit more bold and brave in here for our bedrooms. I mean, to be fair, we've both gone for quite bold colours. Zara went for a lovely pink in her bedroom, but like a nice dusky scallop pink, and I went for a real punchy blue called Overgrown Blue. And in here, I'm going to do a mix of wallpaper and paint, and I feel like it's going to look fantastic. So it's currently 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've waited till it's cooled down slightly and I'm going to get cracking. So the plan is to wallpaper the walls and then paint the lower half of the dado rail, which I feel like should be fairly easy. Famous last words. It's not a massive room, there's just a bit of furniture to move around, but aside from that, it should be fairly straightforward. Let me grab the paint. So the paint I'm using is from Court Paint. I've used this in the whole of the downstairs of our home, so in the living room, library and kitchen. This is in the colour Pampas. It's a really lovely creamy off-white, so I'm using that to balance out the quite bold stripe of wallpaper, which is from Sandberg Wallpaper. I'll leave a swatch of this on screen so you can get an idea. I thought, what better time to start than now for the spare room, because it's going to take me a couple of days, I think. I also need to build a wardrobe, but other than that, everything else is pretty much staying the same. So the bed was Zara's old bed from her room, and obviously she got a new bed when we did her makeover, but I think this really works in the space. I like the tones of wood. I feel like the different tones kind of warm up the room. We've got the antique chest of drawers here. They are stag, and they're from the 1970s actually, so I don't know if they're classed as an antique, but they were secondhand and they were from Vinteria. And then we've got a little table here, side table, that was actually from Home Sense, and the angle poise lamp is also from a vintage store in Hampstead. And then we've got the trunk as well, so we've got lots of browns as well, so I feel like it all looks a bit brown and a bit wishy-washy at the moment, but once the wallpaper goes on the wall, I think that's going to bring the vibrancy. So yeah, light is staying the same. We've got a little touch of gold brass there. TV is staying on the wall. This is obviously for when guests come over. Pretty much everything else is staying. Like I said, the wardrobe needs to come out. Do you know, this many years on and however many room makeovers later, I still get excited at the first pour of paint. Oh, it's a good one. Oh yes, that'll do. I am absolutely obsessed with this colour. It is such a nice neutral. It's coming up quite grey on camera, but I think that's just because of the light in here, but you can see a little light pocket coming through here, and it's just like the most beautiful, like buttery off-white, and I love it. I think it's so nice. I'm going to be painting the door as well. I need to just give it a bit of a wipe down and a bit of a light sand, but I think it looks fantastic. You can kind of really see the difference in colour there against the white. It's quite tricky to show you against brilliant white, but it is intentionally that muted and neutral just because I think the wallpaper is going to be pretty crazy, but I think that looks so nice. And yeah, I've done this one wall already. I mean, it might need a second coat, but coat paint coverage is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm just going to get cracking on with this, tape down here, and then if I can get these 3 walls done up until that radiator, I'll be happy. I mean, I've only been doing it an hour. Making good progress. I've just had to have a break because I just went on Instagram and saw that Ewan, Mr. Carrington, has announced his book. I'm so proud of him. This is not even related to doing the room. I just, honestly, the amount of time and effort he's put into that book is just absolutely phenomenal, and I think he deserves all of the success. He is one of the most hardworking people I've ever met in my life, and he is just such a genuinely lovely person. And I wish him nothing but happiness and success and joy, and Cleaning 15 is out And I'm just so proud of him, honestly. He's an author. He's an author, amazing. We started this journey at a very similar time, and just watching him grow and flourish has been amazing. So if you are interested in cleaning and keeping your home organized and just living a happy life whilst you have a clean home, then I'll link it down below. Sorry, I just had to do that. I just literally can't even believe it. So yeah, I'm getting back to the paint. I just thought I'd pop that in here. Okay, so I'm gonna call it for day one. I mean, it's not really been day one, it's been a couple of hours, but I really love this color. Everything is staying the same in terms of like pillows and things, so I just think this looks great. I'm so pleased with that. I've done the door, that's gonna need a second coat, I think, but the walls are pretty much good to go. It's drying a little bit patchy, but obviously it will be fully dry in the morning. Really pleased with that. Tomorrow I'm gonna go get the decorator's table to do the wallpapering. But yeah, I think this looks fantastic. Very happy. Just got to do behind the radiator, move the drawers out, this wall, and then build the wardrobe. Okay, it is day 2 of the bedroom makeover, and I have a drill in my hand, which only means one thing. We are dismantling this wardrobe. This wardrobe we've had since 2018, and this has been in 3 different places, which is crazy. So it was originally Zara's, and it's just been good to store my excess jackets and blazers and things, but now we've got a bigger wardrobe that will fill this entire space, so I'm just gonna dismantle it and take it to the recycling centre. Okay, it has reached the point of wallpapering, and I'm both equal parts excited and also nervous. So I just picked up this wallpaper table from Wix. I think it was like £18. It's gonna double up for the car boot sale. Sorry if you can hear music, that's the builders working in the bathroom. Anyway, this is the wallpaper. So this is from Sandberg. I've showed this before. So I've never wallpapered in my life, so how hard can it be? Famous last words. So I'm gonna guess that we have to measure it out first, and then cut where we need, apply the paste, and put it on the wall. I'm gonna guess. So this is the kit that I ordered from Sandberg edition, so it comes with like a roller, a sponge, wallpaper paste. So I've got Josh here with me, so he's going to help me, and we're going to try and watch some videos and see how to do this.
I'm going to help.
It comes with wallpaper paste, so we've got that. Oh gosh, this is a lot of tools. Right, here we go. That is the most single-handed satisfying thing I've ever done in my life. You have to have a go of that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Put your arm there then. Right, we need to brush the walls first, right? Did you say we have to clean the walls?
Oh yeah, I cleaned them. I just sponged them down.
Oh.
So now I need to make some of the wallpaper paste.
Great. And we want to do it on here?
I think we should paste it on this rather than the walls.
Yeah. Luke's abandoned me to do it myself, so we're gonna crack on because I don't know where he's gone.
Okay, so we've just drawn a straight line all the way from the top to the bottom using a spirit level, and then with watching the tutorial online, thank God for YouTube, we've measured out the piece that we need, cut it to size, and then I've got the wallpaper paste that I've just mixed down there in a bucket, and it needs to set for about 15 minutes, 1 30-second whisk, and then we just roller it on, and then put it straight on the wall, and then we're going to lay from that side on, and then hopefully repeat back to that place. I said that very convincingly, didn't I? Like, I actually know what I'm talking about, but I feel confident. I think we're gonna have plenty of wallpaper, I hope. Okay, we're changing our tactics and we're wallpapering the paper instead of the wall. I feel like the wall was just harder and it was getting a bit messy, so I think by doing this, it hopefully should mean that it's less sticky on the wall and we can just put it straight up. So here it goes. This is gonna be great footage. Okay, so it's the next day. Josh has gone home and I feel so much more confident tackling this now. So I've just done another piece of the wallpaper. I've got Harry Potter on. I feel like this is the ultimate, just like comfort watch. So I've done one more piece and now I'm coming to the corner. And this is where I'm a little bit nervous because corners just immediately make me think that it's gonna be more tricky. I've worked backwards on myself just so I can do one flat run. The reason being that this corner I just feel like might need 2 people because it's not only a corner but it's a corner with a light switch and an architrave. So I think we've made life 10 times harder for ourselves there. So that's not a now thing, absolutely not. But I do think with a little bit of coercion it should be fairly okay, so let's give it a go. I think I said in the last clip it was so much easier to put paste on the paper. No. I'm finding it so much easier, for me personally, to do it on the wall and then just pop the paper on and then you can move the paper. I feel like the other way around, it was really tricky. So yeah, glad I watched the video with Josh about the B&Q tip because that is so handy. So let's give it a go. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that corner piece nearly finished me off because our walls aren't fully straight, and I've always heard builders say about this from the kitchen and the bathroom, and I thought, what does that mean? It means quite a lot actually, I'm not gonna lie, because that was just really, really tricky. So I'm glad I did the simplest corner first, because then I feel like the one behind us is gonna be a bit more manageable now. I kinda know what I'm doing. I did have to make a cut slightly just to allow for when the wall did bend in. So yeah, that was fine, but we're back on track. And I'm gonna do this next straight piece right here. I just paused it on Harry Potter when Dumbledore was killed. It's just too emotional. It's making me stress. Oh my goodness, guys. You know I'm not one to shy away from honesty and transparency about how I'm finding things, and I want to be fully honest. I have struggled a lot today to do this and it's still not done. But I'm calling it a day because I'm starting to make silly mistakes, and I think for the sake of doing the 2 corner bits that are quite tricky, I think I'll just save them for tomorrow. But I'm super proud of how much I've done today, let me show you. I've just been watching, for the love of kitchens, call me mad, and watching programs about renovations when I'm decorating. Would thoroughly recommend, it's very good. It's on Discovery Plus, it's about Devolve kitchens. Anyway, wallpaper. I literally have the corner piece to do, under the windowsill and that piece, but obviously it's around the blinds and it's getting dark. It's like 7 o'clock. I've been doing this since about 8:30 this morning. So yeah, I'm really, really proud, and honestly I just think very, very much patting myself on the back. But I know my limits and I know that I just need to stop, otherwise I'll make more silly mistakes, and I've not got that much paper left, so I need to be careful and not be wasteful. So yeah, I'm gonna pop this roll away in the box and tackle that tomorrow, and I'm gonna be very glad when it's done. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the final installment. Okay, it's officially the end of the week and I have finished wallpapering. I didn't set the camera up this morning just because I feel like there's only so much wallpapering footage you guys can watch. Literally the window was actually the easiest part out of all of this. I don't know why I thought it would be difficult. There's a couple of cuts to do underneath, but aside from that I have used all but literally about 100 centimeters of one roll of paper, so no waste at all, and I just love it. I think it looks so nice. Obviously everything is still kind of a bit chaotic at the moment. I've got my little trail mix here, and I've just pulled out the instructions to build the IKEA wardrobe. So this is the Pax wardrobe. It's the ones that we did in Zara's bedroom as well. I went for the tallest ones possible, and they're going to fit in this gap here. So yeah, I need to drag this chest out and build this. Ideally there'd be 2 people, but it's just me today, so I'm just gonna get cracking. Okay, progress update. I have built the carcass of the wardrobe and it was relatively easy. I mean, it's literally just 4 panels, isn't it? So I need to grab the back of the wardrobe and tack it on with some nails, which I never enjoy doing because I always seem to just bugger it up, but hopefully it should be fairly straightforward. It's just 2 panels, and then I'm gonna heighten it up, well, lower it up to the height, and then drill it into the wall so it's nice and secure, and then do the doors, which are always my arch nemesis. Okay, I am gonna call it a day. I've popped the wardrobe in position, put all of my clothes back in it. So this, as I said, was like the overspill of my shirt, jackets and suit jackets and that kind of thing, more like autumn wintry bits. I I don't know how the wardrobe's got bigger, yet I seem to have gained no space. But I mean, I have, because like it was crammed to the point of oblivion, but now you can easily move the bits. So yeah, maybe I need to have another thin out before we do the car boot sale next week, which actually might have already happened by the time this video goes live. But I'm so pleased with how this is looking. I've just put everything back in position. The only thing that is left to do in this room is to get the glass changed, and I've just spoke to the builder who's working on the bathroom, and he's gonna have a look at it over the weekend. So yeah, I'm so pleased with how this is looking. Honestly, chuffed to bits. I've also not put the doors in the wardrobe purposely because I have painted them. I've done 2 coats of the paint. It's gone on like an absolute dream. So I'm gonna leave those to fully dry and then top them up with a final coat before putting them on the wardrobe with the handles, and then I'm gonna put some trim on the top to kind of mimic like a helmet. But in terms of ending the week, I feel like we've ended it quite positively, so I'm very impressed with how much I've gotten done in quite a short space of time, just with sheer brute determination. Okay, I am gonna say we're like 80% to 90% of the way done in this bedroom. There's just a few finishing touches and things that we do need to grab and source, but I quite like that. It feels quite echoey in here. I don't know why. I think it's just because we need some more softer furnishings, but if it's a bit echoey, sorry. But yeah, I thought I would talk you through everything and kind of just give you like the finished room but in detail. So this is the bed area. You will notice that the cushions have changed. I will be talking about those in a future video, which you guys will see. But yeah, bed frame, as I said, was from Wayfair. Originally Zara sourced this, and we were actually going to list it on Marketplace, but I'm really glad we kept it because I feel like the contrast and the wood tones actually work really well and tie in beautifully with the room, with the cast iron radiator, and obviously this is cast iron too. I wouldn't have had a footboard, I mean ideally, but I think it frames the room really nicely and just gives that warmth, and obviously the tone of wood is really nice and matches with the drawers. As I said at the start of the video, they're from Vinteria and they are from a brand called Stag, which a lot of you actually said that you recognised and had in your home, which is just lovely. And again, the brass accents are really nice because they tie in with the brass wall mirror. So that was actually from Maison du Monde, which don't sell in England anymore, so you can only get them in France and Europe. But I just think it's such a nice mirror. It's quite a nice height as well, so when you're getting dressed here, you can, you know, use the mirror. The lamp is from Habitat. I picked that up at the start of this year actually in the sale. The olive green vase, it's from H&M, and the little basket is from Primark. And then I've just got a lovely Rituals candle burning here. This is the amber and myrrh scent. It's really lovely and warm. And then I've also got the Rituals precious amber reed diffuser there, which just, again, if you've never smelled Rituals fragrances, I highly recommend you do because they smell so good. Yeah, in there I've just got the remote for the TV, some matches, and the remote for the blinds. The top drawer is completely empty in here, as is the one underneath, bar hairdryer for guests to use and another thicker blanket. I actually picked this up in Seville. We've got a blanket on the bed at the moment. That's just a really nice and light thin one. I actually can't remember where I got this. I think this might have been H&M, but I could be wrong. But yeah, this is a much more thicker, heavier blanket, so guests can use that if they need it, and obviously they can use the top drawer as well. And I think that drawer, yeah, that's an empty one too, just for bits and bobs. The rug is from IKEA, and we've had this for years now. This one was actually from the flat originally. I think it might need to move a little bit more under the bed, but I quite like having the feel of it as you walk around the bed. And then in this corner, I've just got that full length mirror. I don't think that's gonna stay, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, because we've put the dado rail on the wall, I feel like it doesn't sit flat on the wall when I've tried to hang it up, so that might be it to be confirmed. I think a full length mirror is really nice for guests to have, but obviously me and Zara have full length mirrors in our bedroom, so you know, people can use those if they stay and they need to check their outfit. But I don't know, I just feel like the wood tone isn't correct. Maybe I can get like a taller, larger brass antique mirror that actually sits on the ground. And I also think the trunk is going to go as well, because realistically, I actually don't think I have much in here. A couple of supplies of home bits and some brick tile samples for outside, but aside from that, that can definitely get distributed around the house. I just feel like what we're missing is something on this wall, maybe like a little dressing table, a really small thin dressing table, and maybe a lamp. I know 4 lamps in a room is kind of crazy, but obviously they do work. I mean, we were going to do wall lamps, and to be honest we still might, because there are plugs either side of the bed, and we've done those in my room and they look really, really good, but I'm not sure. We will definitely come back and confirm that. But yeah, I feel like the mismatched lamps kind of work. I do need to get another side table here, so that's another to find piece. But for now, I feel like it really works. But yeah, maybe it's like a little dressing table could look good with like a mirror and a little stool underneath, just for people when they stay, because there is a plug here, so you can plug in your hairdryer and things like that if you need to. Wardrobe is in, it's by no means finished. I do need to give it another layer of paint and wood trim and handles, just to kind of bring it to a bit more of a piece of furniture rather than a block of wardrobe. And I am going to pop a little pelmet on top as well, like some carving. But yeah, the light fitting we actually installed when we first moved in. This is from, oh gosh, I want to say Argos, but I'm not sure. Maybe Argos or Habitat. But it's really, really nice. It kind of adds like a modern touch. And to be honest, considering we installed it nearly 2 years ago, I still love it. It was the first light fitting we installed in the house, and I think it looks great. And yeah, the blind is the remote control blind from Hillary's, so it's the Roman blind. It might need a bit of a steam actually, but yeah, I think it looks super, super lovely. And then other than that, the bedding is from Dusk, and yeah, I just think it looks really, really nice in here, really cozy, and I'm super, super happy with how it's turned out. The TV is the Sky Glass, so if I say, hello Sky, it comes on, so guests can watch television if they're laying in bed and having a really chill morning. The cable does annoy me, I'm not gonna lie. We did put a plug on the wall when we were doing the renovations downstairs, but I just really, really didn't want to have to chase another cable from the light switch all the way here, so we just haven't. But I think what I'll be able to do is maybe chase it into the carving, and if we could kind of get something to cover it, just to, you know, make it a bit less obvious. I'm not sure. I'll figure that out. We will definitely come up with a solution for that, but it doesn't really bother me too much. But yeah, it's just nice to have a television in here. I'm also thinking, I've saw in Soster and Gren, you can get like little wall hooks, and I'm gonna maybe get them to crisscross over here. They're like a crisscross wall. I can't really describe what I mean, but yeah, maybe I'll actually get it to go on this corner so it's near the door. I'm not sure. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap up this video for now. You'll definitely see me pottering around in this room, but Zara loves it too as well. She's obviously been away for the whole time the bathroom's been done, because it's not really been great having builders and a portaloo in use, and she's the only woman in the house, so she's been staying at her partner's with Maggie. So yeah, really looking forward to them coming back and just showing her the room and seeing what she thinks. Obviously she's had full input with this as well, and she chose the wallpaper with me and the colours, so she's super pleased with it too. But yeah, thank you so much for watching guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you all very soon in a future video. Bye for now.